Welcome everyone, it's time for Talk of the Town. I'm Lauren Reel and I'm excited to share a great show with you today. We're going to be talking with Brix and Minifigs, Ganser Company, and Stage Q. But first, I'm joined right now by Dr. Rob Warren from Warren Family Dental. Thanks for joining us on the program today.
Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate being here.
Oh yeah, great to have you on. So, of course, dentistry, such an important topic. Your smile says a lot about you. So first, give me your background. Why did you choose dentistry, and what inspired this career move?
I was really fortunate. My dad's a dentist, so I kind of followed in his footsteps. But really, if you think of all the great moments in your life, you look around and someone's smiling. So when your smile is taken away from you or something's damaged with it, you can't smile anymore, it can make it tough. So I love giving people their smile back. Absolutely.
It's such a focal point of someone's face, and just seeing that smile and just the joy that comes with it, you know, it must be a really rewarding thing.
I love it. I absolutely love what I do.
That's fantastic, and great to have a family mentor as well.
It really helps. I was very blessed to have him help me out.
So I think that everybody's kind of, you know, a little unsure of what they can always do to best improve their dental health. So if you just kind of had to give somebody a 1, 2, 3, what is your best advice for what they can do starting today to improve their dental health?
Really, the first thing is the home care. You got to take care of it yourself. We can't go home with you. We can't floss your teeth for you.
Exactly.
As much as patients might like that. So a lot of it's prevention. Flossing first. That's always a myth. You got to floss first, then brush. So home care, and then the other part is getting to see your dentist on a regular basis.
If you don't have, getting in that schedule.
Yeah, even if you don't have insurance, it's less expensive to see a dentist than it is to wait. And bigger problems.
And deal with the consequences later.
Correct. So yeah, that's the big part. Is those two things really make a big difference. Focus on the prevention.
And I like what you said about home care too, because you know you can do your due diligence and go to the dentist a couple times a year, but that doesn't make up for what you're doing on a daily basis.
Correct.
You know, multiple times a day. So definitely a huge thing to focus on. Now, of course, I'm assuming you see a lot of folks that have issues like with jaw pain, clicking, tension there, maybe some ear pain, and I know that pertains a lot to the actual dentistry. So what can we do about that?
Well, a lot of times people don't realize, they think it's an ear issue or a head and neck issue, and a lot of it can be connected to how the teeth come together. So it can be a TMJ problem.
Interesting.
And so if you work with a general dentist, they can actually help get your jaw back in balance, combine it with work with a chiropractor, physical therapist, and get rid of the clicking, get rid of the ringing, because long term it can create a lot of joint problems and pain like you have in the knee and the hips. You can have the same thing in your jaw, and it's nice you can, again, prevent that and focus on how to take care of it.
And I think that might be something that a lot of folks don't realize the connection. You know, that these headaches or this tension might be just something as simple as getting your teeth realigned, getting your jaw realigned, and getting everything straightened.
Yep, headaches are a big part of it too. If you're getting a lot of headaches up on the temple, the back of the head, if you turn around and work with a dentist to get that back in balance, it can alleviate and almost eliminate a lot of those problems.
That is great to know. And what about a dental emergency? What can you guys do about something like that?
Dental emergencies are quite common. I always tell patients, teeth can't tell time. So if they're going to have a problem, it's not going to happen 9 to 5. That's why I put my personal cell number on the answer machine. All of us do at the office. So if you need to get a hold of us, we can help take care of you at any time. And so you call the office day or night. We'll get you in and get it taken care of, again, before, because we have a really big problem.
What a great resource to have. And like you said, they can't tell time. This can happen anytime. As things normally do, it probably happens at the most inconvenient of times. So it's great that you're available for people anytime to get them taken care of right away.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is walk around with a missing front tooth. So it's nice to be able to get taken care of.
Kind of goes back to what we said. The smile is such a huge focal point of your life and your health. So definitely want to get that taken care of.
And dental pain isn't fun. I mean, everyone knows it's not something you have to deal with. So if we can help patients get rid of that dental pain sooner than later, it makes a big difference.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about what makes your team stand out the most from the rest of the dentists in the area.
I guess one of the big things is that we really focus on taking care of our patients. You know, we all learn how to fix a tooth, but it's not about that. It's really finding a way to connect with our patients. It's why I got into dentistry with my dad as well, because you really get to know the patients as part of your family. So we really take care of them like they're one of our own.
I love that. It kind of started, you know, your interest started with the family connection, and then you want to help build that connection with all of your patients, build that relationship, and kind of, you know, pass what you've learned, you know, onto them.
Exactly.
That is awesome. Well, it's been great talking with you. And then before we go, I just want you to tell everybody you recently just acquired your father's practice. He retired.
Correct. Yeah, so I've been on the east side for 10 years on Milwaukee Street, and now my dad just retired here in October. So we have a new location over on Greenwood Boulevard, right over here on the west side.
Fantastic. So you guys can go visit Warren Family Dental over on the west side or on the east side.
We'd love to have you.
That's awesome. Thanks again for coming on. Once again, we've got Dr. Rob Warren from Warren Family Dental. And we'll be right back. We'll be talking with Brix and Minifigs. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Joining me now is Dan Jacobson, the owner of Brix and Minifigs, a brand new toy store that just opened in the Hatchery Hill shopping area. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Super excited to learn more. I've been kind of watching as you guys were getting ready to open up, and it looks like a fantastic, fantastic toy store. So tell me first, how are you guys different?
So, with most toy stores, you have what comes in, what's currently on the market. And for us, there's a couple of things that are really different. So one is that we have a bunch of products from many different years. So we have new and used sets. And then the other thing is that we do buy, sell, and trade. So if people have Legos sitting around their house, maybe, a grandparent finds them in the attic, or a teenager comes in and decides that they no longer want to play with Lego bricks, they'd rather, save for a car or something like that, they can bring stuff in and we can pay them cash for it.
And people work really hard to curate very cool, Lego collections over a long period of time. I mean, I even know many of my friends that still have their collection from when they're kids. So now they have somewhere where they can bring them to you and have those get enjoyed by a new kid, a new whomever it may be. That's really neat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me just a little bit more about how that buy and trade process works.
Sure. So people can bring in whole sets. People can bring in just a bucket of bricks. People can bring in the little figures, the little mini figures as we call them. Whatever they want, as long as it's a Lego product, we'll take a look and we'll evaluate it. We'll look at our current stock and see, is it something that we have a lot of, in which case maybe we can't give quite as much money. But we are willing to make an offer for anything that comes in. And obviously, if you want some in-store credit, maybe you'll get a little bit more money.
Yeah, definitely. That totally makes sense. I love that you've got all those different options. And so just to clarify for everybody, you guys are about 99% Lego brand, is that right?
Correct. Yeah, the only time that we will have something that's not Lego brand is if it's a product that Lego doesn't make. So for instance, we have a company called Oyo Sports that licenses with the NFL and the Major League Baseball, and we will stock some of their product as well.
Yeah, that's definitely a must-have to have those in those big league sports in there. So that's very cool.
Aaron Rodgers has gone out the door very quickly.
I can imagine that's kind of a need there. So tell me, where did the inspiration come from to start Bricks and Minifigs?
So I was a Lego kid, and I really enjoyed playing with them when I was a kid. And like many people, when I became a teenager, they kind of got shelved, put away.
Sure.
I have no idea what happened to most of them. Some of them I still have.
Disappeared somewhere.
Yeah, but I have a 9 and an 11-year-old, and maybe a year or two ago, I was playing with them and thinking about how it's one of those toys that actually has an educational experience to it. It actually allows you to kind of explore the physical world because we're constantly competing with screen time.
Very digital.
And my boys, like many kids, like playing with video games as much as they can.
Sure.
And it was one of those things that was really exciting. And then I thought, well, gee, I don't know of an aftermarket Lego store. And so I did a little bit of searching online and instantly found these guys out in Portland that have a franchise model, and I contacted them and kind of went from 0 to 60 straight into this new career for myself.
What a neat thought process there, and what a cool thing for you to be doing. And you're very right. People need things that they can engage with and actually have that physical movement with. And Legos, I've always thought, gosh, it's so impressive, some of those things that children put together, and just the learning process and just the hands-on experience and creativity they're building there must be enormously important. And like you said, a great way to kind of get away from some of the screen time that we're all so used to. So very, very cool story there. So tell me quick, aside from the commerce, what else is important to you about the store?
So there are kind of 3 things that are really important to me about the store. So the first, obviously, is commerce. We have to keep the doors open.
Certainly.
But Lego is also a really amazing product in terms of creating a community of people. And we have very avid Lego fans who come in and they will sort through the bricks for, and I'm not kidding, 2-3 hours.
Wow.
Just looking for that one specific piece that they want.
Need.
And so we're trying to reach out to them and say, this is a place where you can come and be invited and welcome.
Congregate and be welcome and spend time.
And we have a party room for kids, but also we're planning adult events as well for generating this kind of community spirit. So we've got commerce, community, and then the third thing is education. Lego is committed to an educational mission. They have a very large foundation themselves. And we're interested in bringing some of that to the store as well. On the 17th, for instance, we will have an event where a professor at the university is going to be talking about creativity research and Lego.
Wow.
And we plan on more events like that in the future.
And how those tie in. That is so cool. What a great community that you're cultivating over there. That is awesome. So, you're part of a great franchise. You've got a great brand. Lego itself, it sounds like it's doing so many great things. So this sounds like a really wonderful addition to the community.
Yeah.
It's been really great talking with you today, Dan. Remember, everybody, Bricks and Minifigs is now open over in the Hatchery Hill shopping area in Fitchburg. Thanks again for coming on the program today.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back talking with Ganser Company. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm joined now by Mark Ganser from Ganser Company, a business with a long-standing and rich history in the Madison community. So, Mark, welcome to the show. It's really great to have you on today.
Oh, thanks, Lauren. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. So let's start with talking about Ganser Company's purpose in the community.
All right. Well, our purpose in the community is identified best by our mission statement. My brother, Travis Ganser, the owner, came up with it years ago, and it's to take our God-given talents, raw building materials, and time-systemized procedures to enhance the customer's quality of life. In turn, the fruits of the labor will provide for our families and guarantee future business. So that's how we sum up our family's theme and how we go about doing our business.
I love that. That's a really strong mission and a really strong theme to just, concisely explain what you guys do all in one sentence. That's awesome. And a great thing to live by, certainly, and work by.
Oh, thank you.
So you guys have been around since 1939. Is that what you said the first date was that you guys opened up in Madison?
Yeah, my great-grandfather, Ernest Ganser, started it during the Depression. He got out of farming because of hoof and mouth disease from his cattle, and then started the business. So to our knowledge, I think we're the last fourth-generation exterior company left in the Madison area.
And that's an awesome achievement.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what's made you guys so relevant for so many decades.
Well, I think just like with anybody who has a contractor come over, it's very it's nerve-wracking. I've done it myself with things I've needed on my own house, and you got to work thinking about being customer-centric. My dad always said, "Don't think about the competition, think about your customer."
Absolutely.
And I think that's 100% correct. So if you come over and you don't try to sell somebody, you try to educate them and try to diagnose what they properly need, then you're providing a real service.
Yeah, and you're a resource for them.
Yes, and that develops a lot of trust and, quite frankly, a lot of future business. We get most of our businesses from repeat customers.
Certainly, and that certainly must be what's helped you guys be so relevant for so many years. So
Yes.
that's a fantastic business goal there. Now, not only are you guys serving customers so well, but you also have a strong reputation for serving your employees. So how does Ganser serve their employees?
Well, you gotta, when you have employees, everyone needs to be healthy spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. What we can do on our end is pay them a fair living wage, benefits, matching 401, things that are going away. And we don't want to take those away because we want the guys to be able to have concentration on their families and providing for them.
Absolutely.
And by also, if you take, we have what's called Capital Chaplains, who's run by Steve Cook. It's an excellent resource. So whether despite their faith denomination, there's a gentleman by the name of Steve Cook. He's a chaplain service for businesses. He does it not only for Ganser, but for others, but allows the guys, if they're having problems in their personal lives, married lives, to get back on track. So he's a side counselor in the business.
That's wonderful. So you're taking care of them at work by making sure that they're taken care of at home. And I think that just really helps everything all come together to a great and strong team.
Oh, huge.
So you guys also serve the community. So can you tell me how you accomplished that goal?
Yes, Madison's been very grateful. We've been very grateful to Madison. So we work with the American Red Cross, and they do blood drives at the company. We let them use our space.
Awesome.
We've worked with Boys and Girls Club of Dane County to help them house their events at our showroom. We've also worked with, in the past, Best Buddies of Madison during the Badger homecoming float parades. We'll tow them behind. So it's a lot of fun to just give back and thank the community for helping us stay around so long.
I love that, and just keep having that strong presence in the community. It's such an important thing. Madison is such a community-centric city, so it's great to be involved in all those different ways. Now, last but not least, tell me quickly how Ganser serves its customers, and then of course the value that you guys are able to bring to their quality of life.
If we don't give our customers quality of life, we fail as a business. So whatever product or service a business renders, this is the theme. we have to leave that customer with them knowing that after they've worked with us, that we've made their lives better. So whether that means fixing a roof that has leaked for years and getting rid of that stress of their life, by siding a house and not making a plain Jane of the neighborhood. So when people come home at night, bad day at work, they say, man, I love the way my house looks.
Yeah, I feel good living here.
Yes, and also with windows, putting in windows that don't stick, that perform the way they anticipate, they can look out and be proud of. Or if it's a bath system with our Bath Planet, making the tub accessible so as they retire and get older and they can actually still use their bathroom and make it convenient. Those are the things that provide the business with such dynamicism. So that's the exciting part.
Yeah, and you can tell just hearing you talk about it that you're so passionate about that and you love seeing these really, really happy customers and improving their life.
Most definitely.
It's really been a pleasure talking with you today, Mark, and learning about how Ganser not only serves its customers, but the community and your employees too. So thank you for your time today.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Once again, this is Mark Ganser from Ganser Company, and we'll be right back with more Talk of the Town, so stay tuned. Welcome back. We're here with more Talk of the Town. And right now I've got these two gentlemen with me. I have Donovan Moen and Dan Myers from Stage Q and the playwright for Finding Human to talk about this upcoming presentation.
Thanks, Lane.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys on today. I'm really excited to learn more about this upcoming presentation. So Donovan, let's start with a little bit of background about Stage Q. Can you just tell me more?
Yep, Stage Q was adopted in the early 2000s. Started back with Tom McClurg, and it's our theater company is representative of the LGBTQ community. We produce plays that are written by, produced by, and further the sociological identity of the LGBTQ community.
Absolutely, and I think that's a really fantastic and very important mission to have.
Absolutely.
And Dan, this is your second time around already this year with this play, Finding Human. So can you give me a little bit of background about Finding Human?
Well, it's kind of interesting. The day after we opened, I didn't actually set out to write an LGBTQ type play. It was just something that it was a means of telling the story.
Sure.
So the day after we opened at Broome Street with the show, Michael Bruno, who is the president of Stage Q, had come and seen the show. I got a text the next morning going, "We want this show." So
It's true.
Lots of excitement there.
yeah. But the play itself, it just kind of came out of my anger at the Catholic Church, seeing specifically the Milwaukee Diocese and how they handled the clergy abuse that was occurring, them not wanting to pay the victims.
Sure, and you wanted to kind of go ahead and channel those thoughts and those feelings towards something that other people can view and just an outlet for yourself as well as for other people that might be feeling the same way.
I just think that anytime we ignore the victim in something like that, we as a society, we kind of shortchange ourselves in the process.
Definitely.
And it's something that's important to, we need to respect our fellow human beings.
Yeah, and this story speaks very speaks to the LGBTQ community because there's a lot of misperceptions and people are perceived differently because of traumas that they may go through.
Sure.
And it helps to kind of iron out some of those misconceptions and make people think about the impacts that tragedy and trauma can have on people.
Absolutely, and I think it's very important to remember to think about the victims in any situation in their story and how that affects, their life going forward.
Absolutely.
So I like that you're kind of bringing the focus to them and letting them tell, their side and their perspective and bring, shedding light on that.
Absolutely.
I also think it's really neat, Dan, how, you wrote a play and this wasn't your original intention, but now you have found a place for it in Stage Q and it does also appeal to the group of folks that you're working with.
Right.
So it's really nice that it serves a dual purpose there.
Right. It started at Broome Street Theater. That's where we quote unquote showcased it. Broome Street is a wonderful theater, a nice friend of Stage Q. And when Michael Bruno, approached Dan about this, it was very intriguing because it was a new perspective that I, as a performer in the show, even didn't really think about at first. And it's a really great tie-in. So it's really cool to have it at Stage Q too.
I'm so glad you guys were able to make that connection. So you've mentioned, both of you have, that it was at Broome Street previously. So can you tell me what's going to be different between the Broome Street production and then now this run of the show?
So I made some edits in the script. You know, one of the things when you listen to a script over and over again, you know, literally a couple
Yeah,
hundred times,
absolutely.
it's like, no, that line doesn't work. Oh, okay, that works, you know. And I think I even got dinged in one of the early reviews about like, yeah, hearing a 40-year-old man say something like TMI just didn't work. So, you know, I went back and I made a couple adjustments to that, and we also made some blocking adjustments. And it's a different theater, so obviously it's going to have different blocking as it goes along.
As a performer in the show, one of the things that I'm really proud of my fellow castmates is that there's a lot more depth to these characters. When you get to revisit the characters again
And
for a
explore
second
them
round,
further.
you get to get even deeper into those relationships and into that person. So that's a really another wonderful element that's going to be shown.
Absolutely, and I'm sure as an actor, you know, the more that you work in a certain character, the more you feel like you get to know them and kind of
Absolutely.
understand where they're coming from
Absolutely.
and bring that to life on the stage. So it's really awesome that you're doing this again and from a little bit of a different angle at a new location, new blocking, a little bit of edits, things like that.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So again, where is this show going to be?
So it's at
this
the
time?
Bartell Theater on East Mifflin Street in the Evue stage. That's the Black Box Theater downstairs. And we open November 13th, Friday the 13th, and we run through Thanksgiving weekend, November 28th.
Perfect. That's a nice long run. So lots of different options for folks at home. And then real quick, can you also tell everybody just how much a ticket would be?
Yep. The Thursday and Sunday shows are $15, and the Friday and Saturday evening shows are $20. And you can purchase tickets at bartelltheater.org. That's THEATRE.org.
Perfect. That sounds great, and definitely a great thing for all of you at home to do November 13th through Thanksgiving. Thank you, gentlemen, both so much for coming on today. It was a pleasure talking with you both and learning about Stage Q and Finding Human.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you to all of the rest of our guests, and for you to watching at home. We'll see you next time right here on Talk of the Town.